Mod you later.
Okay, welcome. Today we are going to be looking at the Busy Circuits, Pamela's new workout, loaned to me by my friend Timmy. Thanks, Tim. And the Make Noise Tempi. We're going to do a little comparison, battle of the clocks. To start off, let's dive into some basic functions of each. Tempi, right off the bat, you can see we have 6 channels. Pam's new workout, we have 8. These are both clocking modules with a twist. For the Tempi, the biggest difference is that you can tap your tempos in. I love this module, but in comparison to Pam's new workout, it's giving it a run for its money for sure. Pam's new workout is giving Tempi a run for its money a bit because of so many built-in functionalities. I personally don't like having to menu dive, so that is a big negative for me. But if you're the type of modular performer that doesn't make that much of a difference, then it might be a really great module for you. You can unlock a lot of functionality out of it. The Tempi, I've got just a simple 3-channel beat going into the Pico drums. Right? That's what we're hearing. We can easily tap our tempo in, and with Tempi in this specific setting, the first channel is our leading tempo. So that's going to determine the rest of the channels are in relation to this leading tempo. So if I speed it up, if I slow it down, we can hear that difference. If you want to change that, you can by double clicking both A and B program buttons and changing that first channel to then be independent. And now the encoder knob becomes our tempo. And it's really cool, but you also don't know the BPM, whereas Pam's new workout, you can see that. So that's another, I would say that's a negative for the Tempi, positive for Pam's new workout. But if you're more of someone who you're just going off of feel, then that won't matter as much. I personally enjoy using the leading tempo mode. Again, the Tempi is very playable, which is, I think, a huge plus for it. If you're performing modular in a live setting, this is a really quick way to get clocks, to introduce clocks into your system fast and within some order, right? Like, you can change the tempo, you can divide easily, you can multiply, you can do triplets, you can do really fast beats. I have the mod input engaged, so we can then introduce some more complexity by mod inputting that. Let's see if we change that to something else and then mod input them. Right? We can have that change with that one. So it's super playable in that way. Let's move over, and the other thing is the Tempi is always just running. Like, if you wanted to stop this, you would have to mute these channels in some way, which is, also playable, like, as in all it takes is a push of a button. So I really, really love that about the Tempi, and that's why I have it and why I use it all the time. When this leading tempo is engaged, we have this state select option where you can change different states, savable and copy and pastable states that you can then cycle between, really unlocking a lot of variety in where you're sending your different clocks. That's Tempi in a nutshell. If we move over to our Pamela's new workout, you can see the start-stop button. That is an easy way to start and stop your sequence of clocking. You can change your tempo using the encoder knob, speed it up. And Pam's new workout is pretty rock solid. I mean, it's weird to say, but these clocks feel very solid. I can't think of a better way to describe it, but it feels very locked in. Whereas in Tempi, you have some variety that you can work with. You can have it be very regimented and locked in, but you can also have, you can adjust it to like 50%, where it'd be like 50% on the target or not. So let's go with a faster beat here. You can we go into the encoder knob, we hold it down, we have a lot of options. We can save, we can load preset tempos. If we just turn the encoder knob, we don't press it, we just turn it, we go to our first channel, and we can have it be triplets against our master clock or leading tempo. We can double it. We have these, now we're doing all the way up to 48 times the beat. So we can do that with each one. Now, if we hold on that first channel, we can change our waveform. Whereas in Tempi, you're locked into the waveform that you're using. We're only sending square waves out. But we can send triangle waves, we can send a sine wave, we can send this envelope, which gets really interesting. See, this is a random wave, and so the pico drums are expecting square wave on, full voltage, but when we send this random wave in, we're not necessarily getting there, so we're not triggering. So this is a way to introduce some random playability. It gets interesting when you start sending clock to things that would manipulate the sound, and we'll get into that in a minute. So you can also use these CV inputs to determine what your wave will be. So we'll stick with a square wave. You can adjust the level, percentage. We'll have that be 100%. The offset. That's where the wave is being played. Again, if it's not seeing that fully on input, it's not going to play it. Width, I think this is where it gets pretty interesting. Or maybe it's not width. No, it's not width. Send that back to 0. Phase. Now phase is cool because then you can adjust slightly how it's being played against the the leading tempo. So if we go 50%, you can see we're now on beats 2 and 4 as opposed to 1 and 3. Yeah, so if you go in one direction, you can multiply. The other direction, you can divide. Pretty intuitive, but again, we're menu diving, not my favorite thing. But these divisions are pretty cool. Right? I mean, you couldn't super easily do that with the tempi. Even more so on the topic of doing those kind of divisions. In this logic section, you can introduce different sort of pre-programmed rhythms that you necessarily couldn't do with tempi either. Right? So I would say that's also a huge plus with Pam's new workout off the bat. But again, you know, if you're really trying to play Pam's new workout, I would say it's pretty difficult. Let's unpack what we're doing here. So, channel 5 of the Pam's new workout is sending, it's divided by 12. So it's a really slow beat. And it's a triangle wave. And we adjusted that in the wave. See, if we made it square, that's what it would sound like. If we make it triangle, that's what we're dealing with. There's the envelope. We were doing some other stuff, but let's stick with the triangle. We've got the level at 70. This is where level comes into play. So if I were to increase it up, we'd start getting into some pretty high frequency territory. So I just dialed it down 70. Offset, we're not doing anything. Width is 50. Phase delay, nothing. But then when we get into quantize, that's how we're hearing the major scale. We do nothing, we're just getting this, you know, ramping sound. Quantize it to major, you can quantize it to minor, harmonic minor, Phrygian, Lydian, perfect fifths, and then sort of like chordal arpeggiation. We can use CV to quantize it, from these CV1 or CV2, or no quantization. So we stick in major, and I think the only other thing I'm doing here... Nope, that's it. So, channel 6, we're sending that, it's also low division, or high division, depends on how you look at it. We're sending a sine wave, and that's going to the wave folding in the DPO. That's how you're hearing that, like, sort of warping. I don't think I'm changing anything there. And then in channel 7, we are sending, division is 6, and we're sending an envelope to the pan of my mixer just to show that we can use the envelopes in a fun way as well, to show that this thing really isn't just a clock. And those who have it and love it, know it, and use it in fun ways. I think, if you really were to compare apples to apples, if you want just a clock, you want something that's playable, I think the Tempi is your best bet. If you want something that has this range of functions beyond just clocking, then you might want to go with Pam's new workout. I think after playing with it for a bit, I think it'd be really fun to have both, of course. But, I think it really depends on your preference of style of, how you like to play with your modular, how you like to make your music. If you want to do some thoughtful programming to create really unique, crazy, modulating, and clocked stuff, then Pam's new workout's probably your bet. If you want to see other videos I have using, adjusting states in the Tempi, check out that video above. And I hope this video helped you have some sort of idea of the difference between both. I honestly haven't spent as much time with Pam's new workout, so there are more functions that I didn't get to, that there are plenty of other videos from DivKid to Red Means Recording that you could definitely check out. Those are incredible deep dive tutorials, but this was really just kind of like a top-down A/B, head-to-head, clock versus clock. What do they do? What do they look like? How do they function? So hope it helped. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.